It's all good. It's all part of the show. It's all
Oh,
part
it
of the
is?
show.
Are we live?
Well, we're live now. I pressed live a little bit ago, and it takes a minute, but we're now
Oh,
live.
no.
This is what we do for people that watch this show on a regular basis. Like, I don't know that you've been here. Like, this is already better than most shows.
It is?
So,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I have this whole fancy microphone and everything, and I
don't
can't
think
use
it's
it.
even working because, like, when you did this, I didn't notice any difference.
No, I'm using my phone. It's not. I mean, you know how I can tell it's not working is that it's not plugged in.
Yeah, I just tell people this is just a prop. This isn't plugged in either. It's here to make me look good, and I'm not sure it's even doing that. Yeah, don't even really need it. Just you can. I have a loud booming voice. My third grade teacher, she ran our musicals in elementary school, and the first musical I did was Tall Tom Jefferson. And I can't even remember who I played in Tall Tom Jefferson, but she said, when you speak on stage, you gotta speak from down here. Like if you not from up here, you gotta speak from down here. And I've remembered that to this day. It's why I'm loud.
Well, I mean, this is a little embarrassing because as a former TV professional, having this like weird light thing and this is I feel forced into an uncomfortable situation.
Well,
which is not unusual for conversations with
I think
Matt.
that's that might be like a headline for my life. Forced into an uncomfortable situation. That'd be a good podcast. I think a good name for a podcast. Put that on the list for us.
Isn't that what parenthood is? It's just being forced into uncomfortable situations over and over and over. The questions your kids ask you at 10:30 p.m. when they should be asleep.
I had to have with our 15-year-old. I had to have the what's with the porn in your browser history? What's going on there?
How did that go?
It was fine. I mean, he was embarrassed. But I said, like, dude, it's normal, dude. You're a 15-year-old boy. Like, it's, and I shared stories of magazines when I was growing up, and just, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the things that my kids ask me at 10:30 at night are like, how do you, how are you thinking about the agentic future?
They do not.
And they're like, oh, the B2B marketing motions are changing dramatically. We're worried about the future of go to market. How do you think about that?
Dad, I'm worried that the AI SDRs are not representing our brand. Can we talk about that before I go to bed?
Yeah. I mean, I think these are real problems that keep our kids up at night.
They are. Well, just as a quick level set for those of you joining and hoping for Brent Adamson, that is not Brent Adamson. That is Jake Milstein. Brent would immediately say, "Well, that's an upgrade." But I'm excited to have you here. So Brent is Brent is in Europe. Brent, as you all know, Brent is a very big deal, and Brent is in Europe. He's both in Paris and in London doing frame making workshops. I knew he wasn't going to be here. I had a co-host set up. I asked 14 people if they could co-host. I got 14 no's, and then Jake said yes. So Jake, you're number 15 on the list.
Hey, it's good to know that you thought of me first.
Actually, I had someone who had a last minute cancellation. I threw a Hail Mary into a channel with a bunch of friends, and Jake's like, yeah, sure, I'll give you 20 minutes. And we wasted the first 5 minutes trying to get online, the last 5 minutes just talking about nothing, which actually is the show.
And I'm not even sure I'm really online because I have to be on my phone because I work at a site. I work at a cybersecurity company, and I think it blocks StreamYard, which is what Matt uses to do this, which proves that it's a good cybersecurity company.
It does prove Contrast Security. You've got you at your home. You have the name of the company behind you. It's very impressive.
Look,
right above the Emmys.
Right above the Emmys. That's right. Yeah, that's true.
And just because that's only 2 of the Emmys. How many do you have? You have 4.
I have 5. Thanks for downgrading me to 4.
Well, I was just gonna point out there was more than 2, so I was trying to be nice.
And as somebody said to me the other day, are you anybody if you don't have an EGOT? And if you've ever heard me sing, like the Tony is going to be a really hard one. Oscar, it's possible, but the Tony, like that's a real problem.
Well, can't you just be in the chorus and you can kind of like you could just tap dance and pretend to sing, but you probably don't get a Tony if you're in the chorus, right?
Most people see me and they think Ariana Grande's backup dancer.
Yeah. I get the same thing. It's just it's tiring is what it is.
I
To
know.
constantly have to face that level of scrutiny out on the streets.
It's almost as if you're being forced into uncomfortable things.
Well, there's times when you just want to be anonymous, right? You don't want to be seen as an international dance superstar just when you're trying to get your Chipotle. But this is the burden of the life we have chosen.
It's just how it goes. It's how it goes. Some of my best work is done at Chipotle.
Said everyone ever.
Actually, totally funny. Funny that you brought up Chipotle. So it turns out that the founder of my company, who, if you are anywhere around cybersecurity, you've heard of him or his work. He created the OWASP Top 10, which is a major. If you're in cyber, you know what it is. Yeah. And he actually, in a company meeting, he talked about how he came up with this amazing idea for a product, something that we're going to do at Chipotle. And so it's been a running joke. Every time he has an idea, we ask if he's had Chipotle for lunch.
So that's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for that. Years ago, I was in a meeting. It was like 1:30 or 2 o'clock. It was with a fairly new client, and he was just kind of like really just not able to sort of get onto his theme, and he was really kind of somewhat incoherent. Finally, he just said, "Guys, I'm really sorry. I had a really good sandwich for lunch, and I'm just having a hard time getting back on the horse after that." And I'm like, that was one of the most relatable things. So last week,
I've never had a sandwich that good, Matt. I feel like I need to know where you guys are getting your sandwiches.
So there's a place, I'm trying to remember the name of it. But Mario Batali, remember Mario? He used to do the TV stuff. His dad has a sandwich shop in Pioneer Square, and I'm not even sure if it's there. But basically, it was just like really good bread and really good Italian meats, and that was kind of all there was to the sandwich. But like, there'd be lines.
It's not.
That's
not. Wait, it's not salumi, right?
Yeah, salumi.
Oh, I think it's still there. I don't know.
I hope so.
So my office at my last company was next door, so I went there like 2 or 3 times a week, and I never had a sandwich that was so good that I couldn't complete a meeting afterwards. So maybe. I'm just better at having meetings.
Like I like to think of myself as a pretty humble guy, but I'm a really, really good sandwich maker. Like, then the key to sandwich is, it's like a lot of food, it's just layering, right? It's just flavor between, you got your protein, you got your cheese, you got your condiments, you got your seasonings. It's all there.
I don't think you're right. I think you're not a humble guy. You might like to think of yourself as that, but you're not. I think, the fact that you have a Tony is an indicator of the fact that you're not a humble guy. So are we supposed to talk about like our agentic problems here, or are we, what are we?
This is behind, I don't know if anyone ever notices this, but Beth got me this a few years ago, and she said, you need to put this on your desk. And I'm like, what desk? I work from my basement now, but it's right there. I don't have a Tony, although I mentioned Tall Tom Jefferson. So I was in Tall. That was my stage debut in 4th grade. In 5th grade, it gets better. It keeps for a minute, and then it goes downhill. So in 5th grade, we did Peter Pan, and I was Captain Hook. Mm-hmm. So the only problem with being Captain Hook is you don't actually get to fly. Like, they had the PTA had rigged in the cafeteria like a whole flying system so they could actually have kids fly. And then in 6th grade, I was Jacob Marley in A Christmas Carol, and that was a lot of fun. It's one of those roles where you can be totally over the top, and you're in it for like 4 minutes, and then you're done. That was the end of my stage career.
I was thinking you were more like the King in Hamilton, but whatever.
I could play that too. I did play the piano through college. I was the rehearsal pianist for my high school.
Really?
Yes. So we did Oklahoma.
If you keep using that word, you're going to get banned from LinkedIn.
Pianist. That's how you pronounce it. Pianist in Norfolk. I mean, I didn't make these names up. Other people.
Yeah, isn't that what you talk to your kid about before he goes to bed? Like, isn't that the whole?
Well, AISDRs and so it's entirely possible we're not live right now. Like, we've had 0 comments, and we don't get a lot of comments on our show, but like, we've had 0 so far. So it's entirely possible that StreamYard is pretending we're online, but given the problems we had earlier, it could be like, we don't, maybe not.
you get 50-50. You get 50-50. So where are we supposed to be live? Is it on your LinkedIn page or what?
We are on my LinkedIn page, and then we have a Coffee with Brent and Matt YouTube page. So it's streaming in both of those places right now, theoretically. And then usually what we do then is, and this is a fairly new thing, so we do a half hour from 7 to 7:30, sort of Pacific time here. And then for our subscribers, we then do another 15-20 minutes on Substack. And so we basically just like what we found is that we would do this show for a half hour, we would turn off the stream, and we would just sit in kibitz for the next like 10-15 minutes. And every once in a while we'd be like, we should still be live. So now we're like, we will still be live. We're just going to go over to Substack. So I think you said you've only got about 20 minutes. And I again, in all seriousness, thank you for showing up. And so it's not just
I'm really here to correct your pronunciation. The word is kibitz. And
that's I feel like did I put your accent in the wrong place?
These are important things. These are important things to know. You know what? I'm here for your Yiddish. If folks want to, want to throw Yiddish words around, I'm here for you.
There are a handful of words. There's like kibitz, kerfuffle, soliloquy. Like there's a handful of words that just need to be used more often because they're just so fun.
Yeah, the other two aren't Yiddish, but that's fine.
I wasn't trying to be I was trying to be diverse a little bit.
I know, and I appreciate that. I thought I was surprised because you were going to go for Yiddish words, and then all of a sudden there was a soliloquy happening, and
and that turned into a kerfuffle. Well, so at least Ardith is a regular. Ardith is here. I'm glad you are laughing. I figured this would be as off rails as it already is. So yeah,
I know somebody commented.
There is no topic. I mean, so when we first started this show, I thought we were going to talk about sales and marketing, and that's usually the least frequent topic we cover here. We talk about kids going to college. Brent loves to talk about existential dread. It's a big one. We occasionally talk about his book Frame Making Sales, where you've probably heard me talk a million times about customer confidence and how customers have to have confidence in themselves before they have confidence in you and your product. That comes directly from Brent and his research and his work. We talked about sales and marketing. Now we're done.
I'm sorry. You blanked out there. Did you say something?
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. This is why we don't do it, right? Because everyone's like, oh, yeah, I get that. It's Friday morning. Do we have to keep talking about this? So let's transition to our intended topic, which is the future of AI SDRs and how that's working out. All
right, you know what?
Yeah.
So everybody right now should go to contrastsecurity.com.
Yes.
Because yesterday we have Qualified. Which is a company.
Shout out Qualified. And not a sponsor, could be not a sponsor, but could be. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Qualified should now give me a 50% discount. Our contract's almost up.
There you go.
And I told them we're in the build versus buy discussion. But anyway, we just put a live person, whatever, AI avatar on the site, and you can talk to her. And so
what's AI's pronouns? We probably need to get into that now as well.
It's probably something in Yiddish, but go talk to her and let me know what you think. And I got to say, Matt has done this wonderful thing for the world, which is he created the Coffee Talk community, which I'm sure he's mentioned in here. And I have to say, I'm really disappointed in the Coffee Talk community because before we put the AI SDR on our site, I messaged a bunch of other CMOs who had done it first to ask them how it's going, and nobody got back to me. So shame on all of you. Yeah. I now just have to try it. And if anybody wants to know how it's going, I have no idea. We lit it up yesterday.
You have no data, no reporting at all. I heard from someone this morning earlier today. They said they were interacting. They had an AI SDR call them, and they tried to say "Hey, I really can't. I'm not ready for this conversation." The AI SDR apparently said, "No, hold on, I'm not done," and then continued with the pitch.
Oh wow! No, I mean our struggle actually. So Mythos is the big deal in cyber right now, right? So this is the new Anthropic model that's too dangerous for them to give everybody, because it can find vulnerabilities and exploit them, which means it can basically hack into whatever it wants to, right?
Yeah.
And so we're having to struggle with our voice SDR of training her, it, whatever, on Mythos so that like she could answer questions on it. But then like I got into the, speaking of existential dread, like asking an AI SDR about a model that's so powerful that it could hack into anything, or at least that's what Anthropic's saying. Like that's a whole, like, I mean, what circle are we in of the Dante? Like, you know,
I don't know.
I don't know, like, you know,
middle
and
to
then
deep. Yeah.
And also because we're a cybersecurity company, I'm sure there are so many people who are going to go to our website and try to, it's called prompt injection, where you like try to get the AI to do something it shouldn't do.
That's just, I think prompt injection makes me think about like, you know, like brining a chicken. I don't think injection's the word you should go for there.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, except that I'm in cyber and you're not, and you're wrong, but that's okay.
Well, we can kibitz about that further if you want to, and that could be fun.
You know, there are all sorts of words in cyber that I wish we could change, and there are all sorts of words in B2B marketing that I wish we could change. But here we are. Here we are. Like who decided that we're going to call, you know, search optimization GEO for these engines when it also means like geo targeting? Like we couldn't have found something new.
We might have. I think that we continue to sort of, we're really good in marketing at creating acronyms that no one else understands. And then sort of we complain that people don't understand what we do in B2B marketing. And yet we continue to make it harder to understand what we do because we use words and acronyms that we have made up and not explained to people.
So I'm going to be a total grammar a-hole right now, and I'm going to teach everybody something.
Please.
GEO is not an acronym. If you say it like a word, it's an acronym. If you say the letters, it's an initialism. So GEO is an initialism. God. FBI is an initialism.
I'm going to have to, so at the end of these shows, I have to, like, I do like a summary, like I have Claude like listen to the show and say like, what was the show about? And I put that into the chat, into the comments. Initialism is going to have to be in that. And that's, I didn't want that to happen, but now it happened. Hey, can we pivot for a minute and complain about PR?
We can. We have 3 minutes to complain about PR. Go.
All right, we have 3 minutes because I think when you were talking about like language that we make up, it always makes me think about one of my pet peeves about PR. And listen, I mean, you were an editor, I was a journalist, I worked at a PR firm for a while, so like we've been in this space. Like, why do PR firms invent words to make what they're doing sound more interesting?
Like what?
Most of us talk about writing things, but like a lot of PR people say, I'm going to go and craft a press release. What do you mean craft a press release? I don't understand that. And then you say, okay, like
it's what, I don't, you know, because they're using yarn. I think you're right. They bring in the needles and
how do the needles work? So again,
I don't know. I've never. I don't know, but bizarrely on my desk, because I had to fix it yesterday, I have wire cutters, so I should have used that.
Yeah, that's fine. And so there's crafting the press release, and then my other favorite is like when they find out, oh, like Jake's going to do a story about cybersecurity tonight on Como TV, so we're working with Jake to shape the story. As a former journalist, how do you feel about a PR person telling their client that they are shaping your story?
Well, I can tell you what it's like from being in a newsroom, and when you feel like somebody is trying to shape your story, the story that you've been working on, the last thing you do is follow that guidance.
right.
Like you can't, you know, it makes it hard to feel good as a journalist if a PR person.
But what you can't admit as a PR professional or a firm like getting paid an exorbitant amount of money every month to like shape stories, you can't admit the fact that like you actually have zero control about what's happening here, right?
Well, you have zero control unless you craft it.
Even if you craft it, if you have a relationship with someone, like maybe you can say like, hey, listen, like I'm going to help you with a story and help you with some angles that are, you know, or benefit you, but you still don't have any control. This is not advertising. This is not media placement, right? This is attempting to influence things that are outside your control.
you're going to have to invite me back because I can tell you horror stories of working with PR people from inside a newsroom and things that went just horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. But I guess we'll have to save that for another day because you didn't bring it up until now.
That's called a teaser in the industry.
Actually, just a tease. You take the R off. It's just called a tease.
God, I gotta put that in there now too. Okay. So basically you do tease and then you put the R in like a little parentheses. So it's like it's optional, or you just take it out entirely. Why wouldn't it be a teaser?
I mean, I don't know. Why we just went through. Why are things called what they're called? It's called a tease. I don't know why it's called a tease. People since the dawn of television have called it a tease. Just because you worked in an old curmudgeon newspaper and I worked in a real media called TV. I mean, it's just how it goes.
It really was an old curmudgeon. I worked for the Bremerton Sun, which God bless them, like suburban newspaper. And I was stationed in Olympia in a house that was literally condemned, but that's where they put all the press, right? So it was me, it was the Times, it was the PI, it was the Wire guys. And we were in a condemned house that they tore down at the end of that legislative session. And yeah, I was regularly, if I was state government, I was regularly preempted by like Britney Spears type stuff in the paper. Because, you only have, what the kids don't understand is when they say you have a complex issue, you have 5 inches in tomorrow's paper. What they don't understand is they used to take the news and they used to print it on a piece of paper, like a thin piece of paper. And there were columns, right? And you would have a certain set of inches. And I know that's an archaic thing for most people listening, but that's how it used to work.
I mean, now you're back to the whole inches and pianist conversation. So I got to call this to an end because I got to go somewhere.
You got to go. And Jake, you're the best. Thank you for showing up last minute for this. This is fun.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, we'll see you later. Yeah. So, well, for whoever's here or still here, thank you for putting up with that. That was kind of like Brent and Matt on hyperdrive a little bit. Jake's a phenomenal guy here in Seattle, CMO at Contrast Security. And when I had a last minute cancellation, I thought, well, maybe I'll do the show alone, but that didn't sound like a lot of fun. Maybe we'll cancel it. But the show must go on, and I want Brent to be able to see what happens when he's not here. I don't know if that's good or bad, but Michael, Ardith, John, Jake, thanks so much for joining this today. We'll be back next week with Brent. We'll be back next week as well with after the show. So fairly new to Coffee with Brent and Matt. We now have a Substack. For those of you watching, listening, either live or on demand, coffeewithbrentandmatt.substack.com. We are starting to do some subscriber-only content there. Subscription is free, obviously. And we're also starting after the show. So what oftentimes happens is we do this show for a half hour, and then at the end of the show, we will often turn off the stream, and then Brent and I sit and talk for another 10 or 15 minutes. We're like, we should probably just keep that going. So from now moving forward with Brent, we will finish our stream here on YouTube and LinkedIn at the bottom of the hour, and then we'll go straight over to Substack and start a live video just for subscribers there. So coffeewithbrentandmatt.substack.com, or if you just go to joincoffeewithbrentandmatt.com, it'll redirect you there, and you can sign up there as well. But yeah, that's it. Thanks again, Jake, for showing up. That was a lot of fun. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.